There is a natural and effective way to balance hormones and treat the symptoms of menopause. Here with more is Dr. Clark Hansen from the Hansen Clinic of Natural Medicine. Good morning. Good to see you.
Glad to be here.
All right, a lot of women, you know, it happens to all of us at one point. We're going to go through menopause.
Right.
So why is it so important? Why do we need bioidentical hormones?
Well, more than ever, women are suffering from menopausal symptoms because they've been bombarded by estrogens in our environment. So dairy cows and beef cows are fed estrogens to make them put on weight and to make them produce more breast or milk, cow's milk. And so it gets into the cow's milk, it gets into the meat, we eat them. It's also in pesticides even. There's chemicals in plastics that stimulate the estrogen receptors. So we're seeing an imbalance and endocrine disruption that we've never seen before. So women are suffering from all the menopausal symptoms, and they think that's just annoying, and they've been told that the drugs are risky, so they just suffer. But they shouldn't, because all of these symptoms are an indication of greater concern, which is cancer, heart disease, and it just is something that you shouldn't avoid, so we need to look at it seriously. But because they're so worried about it, they don't know what to do.
Yeah, I mean, what should they do? I mean, and there's a warning, right, that you see on a lot of these medications.
Well, women stopped taking them about in 2002 when the Women's Health Initiative showed that they were causing cancer and heart disease. So now this is the black box warning on all of the inserts of these estrogen hormone replacements: cardiovascular disorders, breast cancer, endometrial cancer, and probable dementia. And then there's this long list that goes on farther that we can't even see on there. We can't put up on the TV. It's just too long. But it's causing significant disease, and women should be scared of that. There were about 15 million women taking them when they found this out. Then it went down to about 2 million. Now it's up to 3 million because they don't know what else to do. They don't know of any natural alternatives, but there is safe and effective natural alternatives.
Now, you have a brand new clinic up in North Scottsdale that is beautiful, and you have a patient, Anne-Marie, that came to you that was suffering through these menopausal symptoms, and you know, she really got the help that she needed. So let's hear from Anne-Marie.
All right, let's watch your story.
You know, after my husband passed away, it was a huge amount of stress, and I didn't realize I had pushed myself into preterm menopause. I was in my early 40s. By the time I came to Dr. Hansen, I felt like I was 80. I was exhausted. I was always anxious, losing sleep at night, and sometimes the hot flashes, but most of it for me was just always that low-grade anxiety and not being able to sleep, which, you know, was just cycle through and cycle through. So with Dr. Hansen, I started on the bioidentical hormones, and I also found out that I had very low thyroid, which explained why I just had a hard time, you know, that feeling of like, God, I just want to sit still and make the world stop spinning. I'd put on weight, which had never happened in my entire life before. And so working with the thyroid supplements and the bioidentical hormones, probably it took about a year for me to feel 100%, but I'm 53 now, I feel like I'm 30.
So hearing Anne-Marie's story, if these natural medicines work, why don't the drug companies use them?
Well, they have to create a patent in order to make any money on their drugs. And the natural hormones already exist in nature. You cannot get a patent on something that's already existing. So God holds the patent of the natural extracts that we use, these natural hormones. And frankly, the drug companies just copy them, but they copied the wrong ones.
Gotcha.
So 50 years ago when they were making these drugs, they copied estradiol and estrone. They're 1,000 times more concentrated than the third estrogen that the body makes, which is called estriol.
So let me ask you though, so if someone is going to be tested for bioidentical hormones, so they need to do a hormone test before that if they're going to use these?
Yeah, conventional medicine would just prescribe these drugs in the past without ever testing. They don't really understand the complexity of this whole balance. That's the key. So you need to have 10 times more estriol than estradiol, and 100 times more progesterone than estradiol to protect your body. Progesterone actually activates tumor suppressor protein. So she talked about the anxiety. Progesterone is an anti-anxiety hormone. Testosterone is an antidepressant. Elevates the mood, gives you more energy, increases your sex drive, but also it just makes you feel calmer and more alive.
And like what Anne-Marie said, she feels amazing now. So how do we take these bioidentical hormones? What's the best way?
So the best way is to take a sublingual capsule. So we actually take, here's estrogen, this is estriol, progesterone, and testosterone. So we test to find out what the levels are in the body, and then we give an appropriate amount to balance them. And then a patient simply takes one pill, like the progesterone, It's just a 2-piece pull-apart capsule. You just twist it apart. There's the powder. You just pour that underneath your tongue. In your mouth, it takes about 10 seconds to dissolve.
Very easy.
It's very simple, and it gets directly into the bloodstream. It does its function, and then the body replaces it. So each day you take an additional amount. So the creams don't work very well. The body's
So
skin
this is the
blocks
best way
the
to take
absorption.
it.
Right,
And-
the pellets, they can only use the estradiol which causes cancer. We know it's a carcinogen, so you got to get the right balance.
I'll say.
So
wow,
we
I mean, that's a
test.
lot of information. I know a lot of people out there are interested in this, and you have a special promotion for them.
Right, so I want everyone to go to the website. You can see all the stories of all the patients that we've treated, and you can see their results, and you can learn about it, and then sign up for our newsletter. If you sign up, you're automatically entered in the drawing to win a free hormone test. We'll test all 6 of the key hormones. And then we'll also, everyone that signs up, if you don't win the hormone test, you'll be receiving a $50 gift certificate to come in as a new patient.
Great. Dr. Hansen, thank you so much. A lot of great information out there. And if you'd like more information about the Hansen Clinic of Natural Medicine, just go to drhansen.com or call the number you see right there on your screen.